What's up, guys? We are back with another video, and we're reacting to Peter Griffin. 10 times Peter Griffin said what we were all thinking. So, let's see if we are thinking the same as Peter Griffin. Probably, but probably not, because he's kind of simple. Let's go!
You know, I've only seen that show once, but I gotta tell you, what's really weird to me is why is the voice of the guy from the future Bob Saget?
He can be an ignorant jerk sometimes. Okay, most of the time.
Yeah,
But
no
then
kidding.
he'll drop a truth bomb that we can all relate to. Hey, do you have a Peter Griffin in your friend group or family?
No, I would never be friends with someone like that.
Maybe it's you.
I fucking hope not.
Let us know in the comments.
Number 10. Misleading studio logos. Just getting to the feature presentation can make sitting in a movie theater feel like a marathon. After a pre-film reel and like 20 minutes of trailers, is it time to finally get the movie started? Nope.
Ah, good. It's starting.
Yeah, that's what you say. I can never figure out when the hell the studio logos end and the actual movie begins.
As Peter points out,
Sometime,
just when it
yeah.
seems like the film is about to commence, you have to sit through several studio logos.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I enjoy the ads beforehand. Like, I can't explain it, but I do. Let me know if you agree.
Go, movie! Well, now that seems intentionally misleading.
This
Once
doesn't sound too bad, but the logos possess such a cinematic quality that for a hot second, you might assume they're part of the film's narrative. Peter
True.
encapsulates all of our grievances as the logos set the mood.
Although
for
I feel like it's not like that anymore. Like, I haven't felt that way. And I love going to the movies. Hopefully I'm doing that this weekend.
one thing, only to pull the rug out from under us.
Oh, this guy's in trouble. Can't wait to hear his story. Oh, come on!
This is why more and more people are streaming their movies at home. Number 9.
No, well, they gotta get you hooked. It's the advertisements. It's still hooking you, you know?
Winter coat mementos.
Thanks again for coming, guys. It really means a lot to me.
Of course, honey, we wouldn't miss it. Plus, it's a good excuse to put on my winter coat and find items from last year still in the pocket. Ooh, sticky pennies, a rock-hard Starburst.
Those who
I think the best I've ever found was, like, actually, like, $20 bill in my coat pocket. It's been a while, though. But it's true. It is quite the joy.
live in perpetually freezing temperatures might wear their heavy jackets for 12 straight months. For people
Not 12 straight months, only 10.
outside of Canada, though, the winter coat usually goes back into the closet after about 3 months. Most people don't bother checking their
3
pockets
months?
before putting their coats away, meaning they'll find a few surprises when the temperatures drop
Well,
again.
I would think that you would more because you know when you're not wearing it. Us, you pull that shit out like the most random times. It'll snow one day and it'll be like 30 degrees Celsius and it'll be like minus 20 degrees Celsius and it just goes back and forth. So you might put your coat on never again, but you would predict that you would. And so, but I'm not arguing.
An unwrapped piece of dentine, a yarmulke from when that Jewish guy died, a breath mint from the now defunct Clorets Corporation, printed out MapQuest directions to Dave and Buster's.
Some of the items that
I
Peter
love
finds
Dave
in
and
his pockets
Buster's.
are bizarrely specific. However, we've all come across old items like loose change, stale candy, dental appointment cards, and movie ticket stubs. Depending
No,
on just
only
how long
money
it's been
for
since
me.
you've bundled up, you might find printed out MapQuest directions like Peter. Even the most
Honestly,
mundane form of nostalgia still
Now I'm
fills us
excited
with
to
such
get in my
joy.
coat.
Flintstone
For the
vitamin I
winter.
didn't take because it was Barney. Refrigerator magnet from local electrician who is now arrested.
Oh.
And balled up tissues with last year's flu on it.
You done with your
Ew.
pocket bits? It's freezing.
Number 8. Time to drop the kids off at the pool?
Boy, am I going to enjoy this meal. Not like last night when I didn't have time to poop before the guests arrived.
Most people wouldn't discuss it around the dinner table, but we can all identify with Peter's internal struggle. Guests are about to arrive when suddenly nature calls. If it's number 1, you should be able to pop in and out of the bathroom with time to spare. If it's number 2, you may have a problem. Is there enough time to do your business, clean up, and spray air freshener so nobody's the wiser? The longer you think about it, the less time you have.
Well, I've never had that problem because, well, my house has 2 bathrooms, so I would just go to the bathroom that the guests wouldn't go to. You know? And if my guests that are coming over aren't comfortable with me saying I just took a shit, then I'm probably not inviting them over anyways.
Do I have time? You know what? I'm going to go for it. Son of a bitch! Looks like I'm going to have to pile dinner on top of that. Hey! Hey, guys, how are ya?
Peter is about to go for it when the dreaded doorbell rings, meaning he'll have to contain himself for the next few hours. What's worse? It's a dinner party. So, Peter must pile one meal on top of another.
Everyone leave. I have to poop.
Damn.
Now!
Those are his friends. He could tell them. Why do they look
Become
so
a Watch
rough?
Mojo channel member and get exclusive perks like Mojo emojis, loyalty badges, priority comment replies, and exclusive members only
I didn't skip shit
content, including live list rankings with the Mojo scenes. Don't miss out.
there.
Number 7. What's the appeal of bowling alleys?
Are you serious? Dad's gonna run the house?
Hey, I can do it. I mean, it can't be any harder than that job I used to have at the bowling alley.
Some only go to bowling alleys for special occasions like birthdays. For others, the bowling alley is part of a weekly ritual where you hang out with friends or maybe even play in a professional league. This cutaway joke ponders, why do people view the bowling alley as a fun habitat for socializing?
Bowlerama. Yes, we're open. Oh, yes, we have a wide selection of balls that are way too heavy or have too small fingers.
This is a stupid one. Bowling's fun. You get a group of friends, you want to go bowling. It's just like mini putt. It's just like anything. Like, I don't get this. This is a genuine fun thing that people do. I don't think there's a problem in that.
Finger holes. No, you will not be able to do anything with your wrist for 7 days afterward.
Working at the Bowlerama, Peter lists off all the inconveniences that the bowling alley brings, such as the questionably designed balls, unclean arcade machines, noisy teenagers, and a complete disregard for the establishment's own no smoking policy.
Oh, absolutely. There is always a group of teenagers throwing the ball real hard and scaring everyone.
Maybe that's just my
No,
friend
there is no
group.
smoking, but we do let you smoke. Yes, it's all terrible. Come on down.
Peter flat out calls it terrible, but he says it with such a chipper attitude. Bowling
It's fun.
alleys shouldn't be appealing to us, but for some reason, they are.
How
Number
are they
6,
not?
Gay marriage.
Maybe it's just my bowling alley that's kept clean. I don't know. Like, obviously it's gross. Like, people touch things, but that's just how things are. Now my blood's boiled. I love bowling.
As Brian's cousin aspires to marry his boyfriend, Lois expresses
Is that Brian's cousin? I love it.
reservations.
Ricardo and I want to thank you for letting us have the wedding here.
Oh.
At the house?
You having the wedding here?
Yeah, I
That's
hope that's
weird.
okay, Lois. I offered them the house.
Oh, sure. No problem.
Lois doesn't hate gay people, but she fears jeopardizing the quote-unquote sanctity of marriage. Straight or gay, exactly how sacred is marriage? A lot of opposite sex and same-sex marriages end in divorce. Even the couples who stay together aren't always that happy. Lois knows deep down that she didn't hit the jackpot with Peter, but her husband
Obviously.
does impart wisdom in this instance.
But the idea of two men actually getting married, it just doesn't seem right.
Hey, I say,
Oh,
who
yeah,
cares,
she's a
you know? If gays
homophobe.
want to get married and be miserable like the rest of us, I say we should let them.
If LGBTQ plus people want to get hitched, let them. Many will realize marriage isn't as rosy as it's cracked up to be. Descending into
I feel like
misery-
the divorce amount is higher than the people who stay together. My parents are still married, but most of my friends ignore my pants lifted. Most of my friends' parents are divorced.
along with all the straight couples bonded by the chains of matrimony. In a rare role reversal, Peter is the most open-minded person in the room.
Oh, please, I'm over all that now. Two men getting married doesn't bother me in the least. They deserve happiness.
Everybody gay!
Number 5. Life is a terrible thing.
You know, it's very difficult being a parent.
No, it's not. You get to do anything you want, and you get to make all the rules.
Damn right I do, because I make the money. I'm the big mamoo around here.
Who has it worse? The kids who have to deal with the stress of schoolwork and peer pressure, or parents who need to work long hours to provide suitable living conditions for the family? By switching
Probably parents. I'm a pretty spoiled kid, though.
places, the Griffins find that none of them has it easy.
I got pegged by a new form of spitball.
Oh. The new form of
Hey, get up,
spitball.
you faker. It's just a spitball.
Peter and Lois are harassed by teenagers, while Chris is overworked to the point of having a heart attack. As the family reflects on their experiences, Peter delivers a few heartfelt words. And by heartfelt, we mean painstakingly true.
I guess what we all learned is that no matter who you are or where you come from, life is a terrible thing.
Whether you're a kid
Straight facts.
kid or an adult, life is cruel to all of us, and things never get any better. It's a harsh lesson,
love this
but
look,
one
though,
that
for
virtually
Chris.
any age
Love
group
this
can
look.
identify with.
Except
Number
for
4.
babies. Babies have it so easy, damn it. I wish I was 3.
Ballpark Food. Peanuts and Cracker Jacks are intertwined with the ballpark experience. So much so that they're mentioned in the unofficial baseball anthem. The song leaves out the
The
grimy reality of
peanuts and
ballpark
crack-
food, however.
I'll take one terrible beer filled up way too high so I spill most of it, and a too long hot dog on a too short bun.
Okay, I've just been to a Blue Jays game recently. Their food's honestly great. Obviously, it's overpriced, but shout out to the Toronto Blue Jays. They have great food and drinks.
And do you have mustard and relish?
Yeah, it's right there between the entrance and the exit to the bathroom.
Perfect.
While we'd enjoy a tall beer to go with the game, they always fill the cup up so high
I'll
that
just take
spilling is
cans. They got tall boy cans.
inevitable. The hot dog to bun ratio is never equally proportioned.
Ours
It's
is
also
fine.
safe to assume that creating a sanitary eating environment
Ew.
wasn't at the top of anybody's priorities. Besides, has
Obviously.
literally anyone ever ordered a bag of peanuts outside of a ballpark?
I can't wait
No.
to have diarrhea in the stall with no door while 20 guys wait for me to finish.
Peter would be better off getting food from
It's
one
never
of the trucks
happened.
parked outside of the stadium. On second thought, food trucks have their drawbacks as well.
You please make sure to bang your head on that low-hanging thing.
What are you? Ah!
Oh, you spilled something. You want a napkin?
Yes, please.
All right, here's 40 blown by the wind.
Number 3, the confusing narration of How I Met Your Mother.
Hi, I'm Peter. You know me from the movie Harold, Kumar, and Peter Go to White Castle. As you can see, I'm enjoying a White Castle burger. Why? Because I don't do drugs. Took me 5 minutes to get to White Castle. I didn't get diverted by all those crazy hijinks.
What starts as an anti-drug ad deteriorates into a rant about Harold and Kumar, which leads to Peter rambling about How I Met Your
That's funny how they did that with How I Met Your Mother. I never finished that show, but it's pretty good.
Mother.
It was a good movie, though. You know, Neil Patrick Harris got the job on How I Met Your Mother because of that movie. You know, I've only seen that show once, but I gotta tell you, what's really weird to me is why is the voice of the guy from the future Bob Saget?
Peter's ad doesn't make us want to say no to pot, but he does bring up some valid points about the sitcom. Josh Radnor plays protagonist Ted Mosby, while
Yep.
Bob Saget provides narration as an older Ted reflecting on his 20s and 30s.
I actually never noticed, to be honest.
Kids, I'm going to tell you an
Why do they kind of sound the same?
incredible story. The story of how I met your mother.
But Ted is already
What's he in? That voice is so familiar. I feel like an idiot. I shouldn't have said that out loud.
grown up. So why is another actor voicing his future self? It only gets more confusing in the finale, where we see Radnor on screen as a middle-aged Ted, who no longer sounds like Saget.
And that, kids, is how I met your mother.
No, they don't sound the same.
That's it.
That's it.
Hey. Who is that? What's that voice? It sounds so
I
familiar.
guess they were going for a Wonder Years vibe, but
Well, they
even
told me
Peter
who it is.
Griffin
I'm
realizes
Googling
this
it.
doesn't add up.
Doesn't make sense.
Number 2, Saran Wrap, the most frustrating invention ever.
Turn that chainsaw off!
Not a chance, Lois. You know how hard it was to get that thing started? It was even worse
Googling
than trying
it.
to cover anything with Saran Wrap.
Saran Wrap seems like a convenient
Fucking Saran Wrap actually is the worst. It's not helpful whatsoever. Oh, Bob Saget. From frickin' Full House.
tool for keeping our leftovers
It's
fresh.
terrible.
As Peter demonstrates in this cutaway gag, Saran Wrap is actually a burden on society. Just getting a grasp of the sticky plastic is an ordeal. It is impossible to pull out a piece while still keeping the tube in the box. No matter how hard you
Okay, that's dramatic. You close the lid a bit to keep it straight. Watch Mojo. You're dramatic.
try to smoothly cut the plastic in a straight line, you
That's
always
hard,
wind up
yes.
tearing it in an unorderly fashion.
Yes,
Even
that's
when you
hard.
finally have a piece to work with, it probably won't cover the entire plate. Peter spends over a minute wrestling with the wrap before dropping one more truth bomb. Nobody eats
I just
leftovers,
wrap-
but we still insist on keeping them in the fridge for weeks.
That's not true.
Perfect.
I eat
Can't wait to
leftovers.
throw that out in 2 weeks.
Number 1, the freaking FCC.
Is the plain situation. There's no negotiation with the fellas at the freaking FCC.
Everybody goes to the bathroom. Most of us know all the 4-lettered words, and our species would struggle to exist without procreation. So why must the FCC crack down on these facets of life? Peter fires back at the FCC with his own network and a musical number that embraces everything indecent.
So they sent this little warning they're prepared to do their worst.
And they stuck it in your mailbox, hoping you could be coerced.
I can think of quite another place they should have stuck it first.
Eventually, Peter takes his case to Congress, pointing out that many of the country's celebrated monuments resemble instruments that the FCC is resolute on censoring.
The Washington Monument. Looks an awful lot like a penis, doesn't it? The Capitol building?
Does it?
Quite obviously a giant boob.
But what about all the
Is
impressionable children watching at home? Well, as Peter says in another episode, maybe parents should spend less time complaining about the shows and instead evaluate what their children watch.
Yeah, I was never allowed to watch this, especially The Simpsons as a kid. I was never allowed to watch any of these shows as a kid. I wasn't even allowed to play Call of Duty. Like, my dad was playing on the TV and I would, like, get out of the room. It's true. Don't expose your kids if you don't want them exposed. Period.
So if you're watching a TV show and you decide to take your values from that, you're an idiot. Maybe you should take responsibility for what values your kids are getting. Maybe you shouldn't be letting your kids watch certain shows in the first place if you have such a big problem with them, instead of blaming the shows themselves.
Peter Griffin isn't afraid to tell it like it is. Nobody censors him. Did you enjoy this video?
I did, thank you. All right, so that was a bit different. If you enjoyed that, make sure you give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Maybe I do agree with Peter a lot. I wouldn't say I'm like him, though. I hope not. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you all for watching, and see you later.